So it's December now, and I finally got around to playing with my Mirage. But as you all know from the other video, I hate this gap, and my OCD is making me crazy thinking about it. So I really haven't played with it at all, because I mostly can't stand the hole inside the machine. I have a friend who has access to a laser. I went through a little bit of effort to make myself a label to cover up that hole. Then this video will describe that process. So I asked the people who made the floppy drive emulator if they could publish the dimensions of their interface in the form of an AutoCAD or a PDF file dimensional drawing, which they did very nicely in millimeters. It's on their website. I took the time to print it out and take that drawing to see my friend who has access to a laser to cut me some labels. And we started playing on paper first. You can see this. And laser is operating in English units and drawing was in metric, so there was some conversion problems. And you can see this is my first one. It's an A setup, and then I measured all the offsets and how wrong it was. And then we did a B setup. I held it up to the front of the drive. It also didn't really fit. So there's the B. And there's different versions of each. And there's a C. And then eventually finally got around to a D, an E, and an F. There's some more C's. All right. So the F drawing we decided to put on a sticker. So there's a sticker. One thing you'll notice is that half of the LCD display window is cut off. It's because the laser was only a 4-inch laser and I needed a bigger than 5-inch laser. So we waited until there was access to a larger scan field. In any case, we set up all the drawings for all the holes and everything was fine. This is F. Here's a sticker of F. I did indeed stick, it's like that. Did indeed stick one of these over the hole and it fit perfectly. There is a pile of glue. I just scraped off the sticker goo. We have some plastic versions on a large scan field that fit more or less perfect. There's still a small problem with the dimensions of the holes, but I was able to work that out with a file. Here, fixed the hole with a hole punch. You can see that hole is oblong. You don't even notice it when it's stuck on the machine because it all looks black. But I'm not going to use this one because I'm OCD. This one, you can see the holes were filed slightly. I will sand those down with sandpaper before I paint it. Here is the paper label that fits dimensionally perfect over the device itself. And then you notice the gap around the edges and the bottom. Here's the plastic version that has a slightly elongated holes. You can see that the buttons still work just fine. Those holes won't bother me because once it's black you won't even notice it. But the massive gap around the top and the bottoms and the sides is all perfectly covered. So what's going to happen next is I will paint this plastic black, ultra thin double sticky tape, and it'll be there forever covering up the hole and allow me to get back to making music because I'm just crazy. I just happen to have 3 or 4 of these things. If someone really wants one bad, leave me some comments. There it is, all painted black, shiny like a mirror. It's everything I expected it to be. So let's see how it looks on the machine. So this is the sheet of material I used to cut a laser label. You can see it was cut out of that square there. There's room for, if you tried really hard, you could easily get 20 out of a sheet. Sheet costs $2. Here's my label, all painted black. Gotta stick it on with double-sided permanent Scotch tape. And here's how it goes. Flip it over. Take off. Over to the Mirage. There she is, ready to receive her cover. Holes go on. Holes go on. There you go. Turn Turn it on. There it is booting up. Looks just dandy. It's a little speck right there. Don't know what that is. Looks like it's always been there, like it belongs there. Very nice. That image that's running works. It does boot. It takes a long time to get there. I don't know why. I saw on another forum that other people have had the same kind of problem, but we'll work that out. This was the first image I was able to get to boot. Like I said, this is December, and this all started back in April. So this is how long it took to figure out the software and get it to function. It was quite difficult. It's got a special driver in my PC running the floppy drive. Special software here and there, 3 or 4 different software packages to make all this stuff happy. There we go. So it'll turn on and boot in just a second. Usually by the time the PC boots, this is already booted. Don't know exactly what other images are on this floppy or on this SD card, but there were a few dozen that I tried. None of them really worked. And then there's one other problem. The Mirage doesn't make any noise. No noise at all. No volume scratchies, no hiss or hum of any kind. So all the chips inside have to be pulled out and reseated. And that'll be a following video. See if that solves the problem. There it is booting. That 2 minutes is how long it takes to time out. And then there's 21. So it does work, and you can do a load upper, number 1, enter. There's the floppy, there it's loading. You can load lower, number 2, and enter. There it is. Works just great. But here, no sounds of any kind. Nothing. No hiss, no hum, no nothing. The MIDI works because these LEDs start to dim when you play a bunch of extra MIDI notes. You can see the flicker in the camera a little bit. You'll see that flicker a lot more once it's processing other information. Anyhow, that's the end of this video. I love the way it looks. Got to focus for you. There you go. Love the way it looks. And I'm very happy how it turned out. Thank you, Mr. Lotharek. Lotharek HxC SD floppy emulator. Again, I bought this with my own money. They're not paying me nothing. You can see that I have 3 or 4 of these plastic labels. This one's not fully perforated yet. And obviously your holes will either line up or they won't. There they are. I got the one that's got the oblong hole. So like I said, if any of you guys out there really want one of these, the best comments have a chance to earn some of my kindness, I guess you could call it. I'm not going to gift them. They have to be won in an imaginary contest of your own making. Everybody who knows me knows I'm not one for product placement, so pay no never mind to that Sony logo. But this Goo Gone stuff is awesome. If you ever need to remove a sticker from anything, this stuff smells great and it works perfectly in a matter of minutes instead of hours and hours of scraping. And scraping can damage the actual finish of your surface. This stuff doesn't, really. At least it's never happened to me. They do suggest you test a spot, but it cleaned up the front of my Mirage very good, and I can't say enough about it. Definitely do yourself a favor and buy some of this just to have around the house.